put together as a
I didn't even know there was a workbook
there's
that's
a
separate.
workbook.
Yeah.
Hello, welcome to
Okay.
Ripple Effect. We're alive.
Okay, we already are live.
We already are. It happened so quick.
Okay, there we are.
That's
I
how we
always get
roll.
I'm always the last one to hear about it. So, um,
David.
well, very good. Well, welcome, folks. We have a great guest today. As you can everybody see his shirt? If I put us in the windows here, we don't even need to introduce him. He's already introduced here. But folks who watch have seen him before. He's a great person in our networks, a hypnotist, Jake Ralston, and we're gonna get to Jake. But Erica, do you want to do a quick check-in and then just tell us
Hello.
who you are, what you do, and then also how you know Jake, if you don't mind. But
Sure.
yeah.
I am Erika Gimbel. I am a therapist here in the Bay Area. I just came back from Florida, the wacky state of Florida. I was at a triathlon camp and I got to do some somatic stuff every morning for the triathletes that were attending, and it was really one of my joyful places is to get to share what I love about somatic wisdom and yoga stuff and right by a pool. We were outside and
Did
and
you get those thunderstorms in the afternoon, or is that
we went to the
during the
beach one
summer?
day and we were due to swim an open water swim on that day, but it was pretty rough waters that day. So we just kind of waded in, but we got to do yoga on the beach. So I'm looking forward to the pictures to share with y'all. And, it's one of the joys of my life to get to share all this stuff that helps people feel better in their bodies somatically. So it was really fun and I was in my happy place for sure.
Oh, good to hear. Yeah.
Yeah. And I know Jake from the Abundant Referral Circle BNI chapter, which we are all members of. And I've had a number of amazing hypnotherapy sessions with Jake. And I've referred to Jake some of my clients from my therapy practice, and they have been very appreciative of your work, and they sing your praises. So, welcome to the Ripple Effect. I believe this is the first time you've been on here. Yeah,
I've been on podcasts with David before. I'm not sure if it was this one or the other one.
I think it was the other one, the Quantum Leap.
Yeah, I don't know that he's ever been on the Ripple Effect. That's why I wanted to bring him on,
Yeah.
especially.
And I
Um,
think, Jake, you came to my, in the very early parts of the Rona, you came on as one of my first guests. And we had like 20 humans on, getting to hear you and share your gifts. And that was so fun. And I should look back in my archives and see if I can grab that recording and share that with you because it's
Seems so long ago.
so
yeah, I
long
wish I
ago.
had a recording of that presentation he did for the Berkeley extension. He has some great exercises that work great on Zoom. I don't know that we're gonna have time for a short one today. You can see, um,
Cool.
but
Yeah.
Jake, if you don't mind just telling us who you are and how what makes you unique as a hypnotist, how you serve your clients.
Sure. Well, as advertised, I'm Jake Ralston. I'm a hypnotherapist. And one of the things that makes me different and stand out amongst the peers in my group is that I have a blue collar background. I come from a job where I was a Harley Davidson mechanic for many years, and kind of sort of sideways, that's how I got into doing what I do now. We had a hypnotist come and work with us as a group at the business I worked at, and it was the best place I've ever worked after we had those meetings with him. And I really bring forward those problem solving skills and those skills as a technician into what I do today, kind of starting in the framework of where are we now? Where do we want to be? What tools and resources and information and skills do we have to bring from the inside to get where we want to go? I believe that everybody has within them the things necessary to achieve the next level or to reach their goals. It's just a matter of accessing those things at the right time. And also another thing that I brought forward from my blue collar background is the ability to really meet a client where they're at and figure out how to serve them best through their criteria the best, not my criteria. And really, I kind of check my ego at the door when I'm working with people, and really assess and gather as much information about what the person is requiring, and how they want to get there, and what they might have to move out of the way to make that happen. So that kind of separates me from the other hypnotists out there.
Yeah, and I know I'm Jake and I have been working together on some of the NLP for business and collaborating on some video stuff. So we have some good videos from him and presentations. He has a number of great presentations that he does. Yeah, that straight shooter part of you, there's a lot of this stuff with NLP that gets buried about the practical use, but I love how you really have where the rubber hits the road, so to speak, with NLP to use it to really break through barriers and things that you can use even right today. I was going to jump ahead and just ask, for example, this circle of excellence is something you taught me. Could you just tell us about that and why that might be good for maybe a public speaker or
Yeah.
somebody who has some fears getting out there? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you asked about that one. The Circle of Excellence is a great process. It's really easy and it's quick and it can be very discreet and it's very powerful. And the way it works is you picture or imagine a circle in front of you about the size of a hula hoop, say. And in that hula hoop, you project some excellence. Maybe you can think of a time where you had that confidence or any kind of particular excellence you want to have. I was working with a gentleman this morning. He wanted to have focus. So his was a circle of focus. And so we referred back to a time where he had that focus. So we projected that into the circle. And then you want to do three things. You want to add a visual, a feeling, and some sort of auditory component to your circle. So for his circle of focus, it was a golden circle. And then the sound he had was a whooshing sound. And the feeling that he had was kind of an electric buzz, is kind of how he described it. So you project your circle on the ground, you project the excellence that you want to have in it, and then you add those three components, a visual, a feeling, and an auditory component, and turn those things up. Turn that gold color up or whatever color it is, turn that sound up, turn that feeling up, whatever, if it's a temperature, if it's warm or cold, or if it's like some sort of vibration or buzz. And when you have all of those things, three things turned up, just step into your circle. And as soon as you step into the circle, you're going to feel that feeling rise up in you. That's right. You're going to feel it overtake you, and you just breathe in that feeling of excellence. And when I watch people do this, their posture changes. Sometimes the color in their skin changes. How they talk afterwards, it's all different. And when they really feel that feeling, I have them walk out of the circle and bring that feeling of excellence with them and take it into whatever they're going to do next. So, like you mentioned earlier, it's really great for public speaking or going to work and putting your head down and doing what you got to do instead of being distracted, or to kind of be in the moment if you're having. For instance, I used to use this when I went to the dentist. After a while, it was the dentist chair of excellence. I didn't even have to have the circle on the floor. Whenever I'd sit in that circle, I just projected that feeling that I wanted to have of calm, relaxation, openness to the process, and it made the experience really a lot easier for me. So you can put anything you want in your circle. Just figure out how to add those visual, auditory, and feeling components to it, and people really report back that they have amazing experiences with this, and I have too. I use it almost daily.
Yeah, great. And another little anecdote is I really see this NLP stuff, that neuro-linguistic programming is kind of a secret tool really for developing yourself that isn't in a lot of other places. For example, that's what makes Tony Robbins' system so unique. And, if you can't afford the 20,000 an hour or whatever for Tony, hire Jake to really break down all these barriers. And, he has a whole training on NLP for business that can, just meet with them and talk about the possibilities that he can open up for you.
I only
Um,
charge half as much as Tony Robbins, so it's very,
okay.
very
Okay.
affordable.
yeah, I just bring in a couple stacks there and save 50%. Um, yeah, well,
Ha ha. I yeah, that was a good one. So can I are
yeah,
we
jump in,
going
Erica, because I
along
know, yeah.
with our so hypnotherapy is I love the demystifying of what hypnotherapy is. So people when they're tuning in to our ripple effect today, it's like to help them lean in and to help them go, ooh, could I have what you're having? Like, so if you're hearing what we've already talked about so far, it's like opening up places that you want to go and making it easy, making it flowing, making it graceful, making it like it's just happening where you want to go anyway, right?
Yeah. So I'm glad you asked that. TV and movies do not do my industry much good. I really do like demystifying hypnosis and hypnotherapy. I don't have a wizard hat. I'm not a wizard. I don't do anything to anybody. I do this with them. Hypnosis is a natural, normal human ability that we do several times a day, whether we realize it or not. When you think of the word trance, it's not some condition that I'm putting you into. It's a state of mind. It's a state of focused awareness. So we have a trance for all the things that we do in life. We have a trance for work. We have a trance for talking on the telephone. We have a trance for driving down the street. We have a trance for every kind of activity we can have. So it's when I work with people, it's a matter of really bringing forward the best trance for what they want to have happen. What I do is helping people, like water or like electricity, our subconscious mind wants to find the path of least resistance. So a lot of times, even in those things that aren't working well for us, the bad habits or the things that we want to overcome, our mind is somehow on a path of least resistance to achieve that for us, and it's bringing forward some kind of positive outcome again, even to those things that aren't working great for us. So when I work with people, we help them find a new path on their map of the world that's a new path of least resistance to that same outcome that doesn't include the bad habit or the unwanted process that they're going through, or that's closer in alignment with the goal that they want to have or the behavior that they want to have. So like I mentioned earlier, I kind of check my ego at the door and not think that I know what people are going through. And I ask them a lot of questions about, again, where they are now, where they want to be, how the process is for them getting there at this moment, and how could that process be easier. And then we kind of bring those two things, overlap those two things, and make it happen. It's kind of like in setting forth a new destination in their personal GPS, a new set of directions for their subconscious to
Nice.
follow that's better than what they had been doing. That doesn't include that hazard area or the pothole road anymore. It's got just the smooth pavement.
Yes, I love that. And we need better GPS systems. We
Yeah.
need, yes, I see it. I hear it. And do you have a fun demo for us with this kind of topic of visualization, or maybe you have already some ideas planned for
Well,
going towards what we want, the visualizing aspect.
the when you think about visualization, okay, let's talk about that in two ways. So, in the visualization way, yes, it's great to really visualize the outcome of what you want to have happen and really see it, feel it, hear it in your visualization of your desired outcome. When and the other part of that is how you talk to yourself about it. So there's the visualization side of it, but then there's also the self-talk side of it. So when it comes to self-talk and we think about, it's easy to think about daily affirmations. I don't know if we all remember the old Saturday Night Live sketch, Stuart Smalley, Daily Affirmations with Stuart Smalley. I'm good enough, and people like me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And people really like me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm smart enough, I'm good enough, and gosh darn it, people really like me. And it's kind of fun to joke about, and at the same time, it's really true because what we think about, we bring about, what we say to ourselves kind of becomes our map of the world. And when people talk about daily affirmations, often they talk about, oh, 5 minutes in front of the mirror at the end of the day, that kind of thing. And that's great. It's important for us to say those things to ourselves that really affirm what we want to have in the positive. Not what we don't want to have, but what we actually want to have. And what is often forgotten is that everything we're saying to ourselves throughout the entire day is actually our affirmations. So
Mm.
if we say like, "Oh, I don't want to be late. Oh, I'm bad at this or I'm bad at that." Those are our affirmations. And those 5 minutes at the end of the day isn't quite enough to counter everything we're saying throughout the day. So really become attuned to your self-talk. And when you notice that you're saying things that aren't about what you want or how you want to have them, correct it. Just reframe it. Oh, I don't want to be late. Oh, I want to be on time more often. Oh, I'm terrible at taking tests. Oh, I'm going to be better on that next test. I'm going to really crush it next time. So just kind of catch yourself, give yourself a quick reframe and move on. It's not something that we have to spend hours meditating on. It's a real life in time process that we can do to really make that change, to make a difference in your life. So those two things coupled together, that visualization of the outcome that you can really feel, you can really smell, you can hear all the components of it and have how you want. And then the daily self-talk on top of that, those the two things coupled together will really turbocharge your future. And one more little side note to that. When you're visualizing something and really in the moment thinking about what you want to have, make it better. Make it better. Add some sprinkles, add some chocolate syrup on top if that's what you like, and whatever it is that could be even better. It's like oh,
Yeah.
I want to have a new house and I want to have a nice yard and a place where I can have a nice tower garden and you know, actually, I want three tower gardens. Oh yeah, and I want that backyard to be, twice as big as I'm thinking now. Oh, I want it to be, a brand new home, or I want it to be a retro home, whatever it is. Make it even better. Put it in HD. Add, your favorite pet in the yard, whatever it is. Just add some extra sprinkles. Make it better.
I love it.
There's no limits to what you can imagine.
Right, right. And the more it's so that expression that I don't know if Casey Kasem used to say this, like reach for the moon and you're gonna hit the stars.
Right.
Right? I don't know if that was Casey Kasem, but anyway, the guy who did the top
Yeah, I was
40
just
hits.
I was listening to that every Sunday. They have that show on 103.7. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's California. We had it on different channels, but yeah, so for people tuning in who are new to hypnotherapy or a little
I'm talking today. They still run that. Like, so they have that day in like 1987 or whatever. Actually today, like Billie Jean was like number one like 41 years ago. So if
whoa.
you like listen to the show, like when they run it like on Sunday, Billie Jean will be like the last song on his countdown, and they like
Wow.
play it every Sunday.
I
Yeah.
used to I used to get tapes of that. I used to get so into that top 40 stuff. Oh my gosh. That was funny. Okay, sidebar. So back to our hypnotist, our local and amazing hypnotist, Jake Ralston. I know a little bit about the cool, unique people you work with. Like you help people have pain-free tattoos. You work with people who are going through cancer treatments. You like tell us about the people you love to work with, and maybe if you're tuning in, you'll hear Jake and you go, "Ooh, I know somebody."
Yeah, most recently I've started specializing in working with athletes. Athletes really are kind of pre pre-cooked a little bit to work with somebody like me because they know where they are, they know where they want to be, they know what's kind of missing from their process to get to the other side of their goal. So athletes are a really great fit for me. And I also have been working, like you said, like you mentioned, with a gentleman for a pain-free tattoo recently. He's getting a big back piece and going all the way down over his butt to over the back of his thighs and he had an amazing experience. He had a session that was 6 hours, and it was one of the
Ooh,
best experiences he ever had getting tattooed. He told me afterwards, and I work with people for all kinds of pain relief, whether it's intentional like a tattoo or it's just chronic pain or migraines. I work with people pre and post surgeries to help kind of tune into that mind body connection and prepare the body for what it's about to go through or what it has just gone through. And it can really accelerate healing and reduce pain in those situations as well. A lot of the work I do really boils down to working with people to help them get over fears and anxieties. And that can come in a lot of different flavors. It can come in the form of procrastination, it can come in the form of actual phobias and fears, or just being stuck in the place where they're at. And I'm not going to paint everybody with that broad brush. However, it is a big theme in the world today. There's always a lot of fear that comes up with the clients that I'm talking about. Then when we kind of boil down whatever they got going, that's where a lot of it ends up going.
Right. Yeah,
It's
just
so
a time check here. We have a couple
we're
more
almost out of time.
minutes.
It's so of service what you do, Jake. And just before we wrap up, do you have any upcoming things that you want to have everybody know about that we can get the word out about?
Well, yeah, just follow me on social media, really. I've got Instagram growing, and I just started a YouTube channel this year that actually has a video of the Circle of Excellence that I narrate. So if you could um, smash that subscribe button and check out my videos, I would love it. And I'm sure you'll get something out of that information as well. And that's really the best way to keep on top of what I got going on is follow me on social media. Instagram, YouTube. I got a Facebook page. I'm soon to be rolling on TikTok, and that's
Yeah,
where I'm headed this year. I want to see about getting some of these young people involved with getting their thoughts and their subconscious on board with what they want to have happen. I work with a lot of people of all different ages, and I think young people can really benefit from the work that I do. So it'll save them a lot of time as they grow up into older adults, and save them a lot of issues,
yeah.
trouble that they don't have to have.
Yeah, yes, yes. I have heard how your work with the Ultimate Frisbee team, high school Ultimate Frisbee team has really been helpful. And so maybe for people tuning in, that gets your head popping for ideas for how you might connect Jake up and also your own amazing hypnotherapy sessions. I sure look forward to my next session with you, Jake, and more collaborations. I feel the desire to connect you up with myself and connect you up with some of my colleagues who are doing work in the same vein of pain free from a different perspective. So, all of us health professionals need each other and to know each other. So I'd love to connect you up. And
You
anything
know,
else before
yeah,
we
Yeah,
move
I
on?
just,
Go.
as the president of the Abundant Referral Circle,
Oh
our
yeah.
BNI chapter, I just wanted to see if, we have a visitor day coming up, and but people are welcome to visit anytime. Why would a business owner in the East Bay want to come visit our chapter?
Oh, our chapter is great. We have of a big group of entrepreneurs that are all in different categories of businesses. And as a group, we are your sales force. The idea is for members to be able to have, 30 plus people out there looking for business for them. And when they hear about a requirement or some sort of way that another member can fulfill that need of a person, we can really deliver a qualified referral that is credible. That we may have worked with these people. We get a chance to hear from them weekly about what they do and how they do it and who they're looking for. So we really can accelerate the process of people growing their business and finding the right kind of client for them. And we have a beautiful location to meet at when we're at the Highland Country Club overlooking the San Francisco Bay Area with views of the Bay Bridge and the Golden Gate Bridge when it's not too foggy.
Yeah, well
Yes.
put. Well, folks, we're going to put that out as a short segment along with a snippet or two from this. And
And the
um,
YouTube channel. Let's make sure we get the YouTube channel on there to highlight Jake. And thank you so much for being with us today.
Right. Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah, of course. And thank you, Jake. And we'll see everybody next time for the ripple effect.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Sure.